Wire Monkeys. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Cabling. Imagine showing up at a job site where the deliverables not profit, it's hope, where the cabling you run powers safety, and the Wi-Fi you install brings healing, and the security system you activate literally protects survivors of abuse. That's the topic for today's show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Cabling, your gateway to the world of ICT. Get ready to dive deep into knowledge that empowers.
So welcome to the show where we tackle the tough questions submitted by installers, estimators, technicians, project managers, estimators, IT personnel, even customers. We're connecting at the human level so that we can connect the world. If you're watching this show on YouTube and you like this content, would you hit the subscribe button and the bell button to be notified when new content is being produced? If you're listening to us on one of the audio podcast platforms, would you mind leaving us a 5-star rating? And if the show's not a 5-star rating, let me know what I need to do to make this a 5-star rating. Those simple little steps helps us take on the algorithm so we can educate, encourage, and enrich the lives of people in the ICT industry. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What are you doing? You know I do a live stream on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, everywhere I can find a place to send it, where you get to ask your favorite RCDD questions on installation, design, certification, estimation, even project management. But I can hear you now. But Chuck, I'm driving my truck at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. I don't want to get into an accident. Relax. I record them, and you can listen to them at your convenience. And finally, while this show is free and will always remain free, and you find value in this content, would you click on that QR code right there? You can buy me a cup of coffee. You can schedule a one-on-one call with me, after hours, of course, and do lots of other stuff as well. And that's what TEKSGiving is all about. It's about techs like you who are using your skills to make and wire up something a little bit bigger than just that project for money. And we're pulling back the curtains on one of the most inspiring projects I'm aware of this year, TEKSGiving 2025. So welcome to the show, Mr. Jeff from Better Days Technology. How you doing, Jeff?
Great. How you doing tonight, Chuck?
Great. Glad to have you on. This is your second time on, third time on?
It's been a few times, but every time it's like the first. It's a true honor. Thank you so much for having me.
You're a seasoned veteran. Hey, let's start off right at the very top. What exactly is TEKSGiving, and where did that idea come from?
So TEKSGiving is Technology Worldwide's opportunity to give back. It is our annual charity project. Once a year, we put out a call to all of our members to nominate a organization that they are close to and have them have an opportunity to give that organization a full technology makeover. Everything from network security, surveillance. We've done phone stuff, a full cabling overhaul. I feel like I'm leaving something out. We do such amazing stuff.
So it's the whole entire low voltage gamut. It's not just pulling voice and data cable. You're talking about almost every facet of the low voltage industry. So
yeah,
almost anybody can help do this. It's the 4th year now. I was at one of them. I was at the one in Baltimore. I really wish I could make this event, but I'm speaking at NECA, so there's a conflict there with my schedule. Has this event grown over the 4 years it's been running?
Yeah, I have been at all 4 of them, and man, when I think about where we've come from that first one, the first one was amazing. Let me start by saying that, like, it was overwhelming to go to the first one. But man, when I think of the last 3, and then to be able to have this opportunity to be the site lead for the 4th, it's amazing to think. We're going to do 4 buildings for this project. We've typically only done 1 site, but the organization that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, they have 12 different buildings. So we're going to overhaul a third of them. And we're really excited about it.
So let me ask you this. Why is giving back through technology so important to TKW?
I can speak for myself. I think that giving back for me is really important. I say this all the time, not a religious guy per se, but these are God-given abilities that we've been given. And it's an opportunity for all of us to use those for people who really need technology. I charge a rate every day that I don't really get to set, even if I wanted to charge a lower rate, I think it would just be viewed as that's the company that's cheap. They don't know what they're doing. So for me, I hate that side of the business. So this is an opportunity for me to do what I want to do at the most reduced rate possible, free, and give back to a well-deserving organization. And that's what all 4 years of this project have been for me.
One of the catchphrases, or I don't know if it's necessarily a catchphrase, but a phrase you almost always hear at every TKW event, whether it's TEKSGiving or Tech Fest, is community over competition. What does that mean in the context of TEKSGiving?
So I would say, and when I think of that phrase, I think of it as breaking the truest of its form. You're not worrying about competing with your low voltage skills. You're really making a point to try to spread that to as many people as possible. Think about it as if you were working alongside your friends, because that's what these people have become. They've become friends. They've become family to me. And when you have that mindset, you're not thinking competitively. You're thinking about your community, and we can go into a million different cliches. The high tide raises all ships. That's kind of what I think here. What TKW means to me is that you're elevating together.
So how does TKW select which nonprofit organizations that they're going to support each year?
So our procedure is the same every year. We put a call out to our members and ask them to nominate an organization that's important to them. We have a preliminary round where we bring that to the leadership committee, and the leadership committee narrows that down to their finalists. So this year we had, I think, a group of 7, and the leadership group narrowed it down to 3. And then those 3 get put out to the community, and the community gets to vote on which organization they feel is most deserving.
So not the leadership doesn't decide who gets the actual award. It's actually decided by the membership of TKW. Is that
correct?
What I
yeah.
heard?
So the leadership committee narrows it down to the 3 that they put out to the rest of the organization, and then our 500 plus members get an opportunity to vote on which organization means the most to them.
You've got patch panels to label and a deadline creeping up. With Fox in a Box and Labicus Innovator, you can print labels for up to 40 1U patch panels in just 30 seconds, giving you back your most valuable resource, time. And it doesn't stop there. This system prints over 100 variations of labels, from cable wraps to fiber flag labels and plenum-tested tie-ons. One software, one printer, one ribbon. It integrates with Fluke Linkware Live and AEM testers, turning test data into print-ready labels fast. Trusted by installers worldwide since 1979 and rated 4.8 on Trustpilot. Silver Fox Labeling. It's about time. Visit silverfoxlabeling.com or call 1-833-848-8484.
This year's TEKSGiving, it's a project that probably can hit close to heart to a lot of us. It's for an organization that's doing some pretty incredible and life-changing work there in Rhode Island. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about is it Sojourner House?
Sojourner House, yeah.
So Jeff, tell us about Sojourner House and who they are and who do they serve.
Great. So Sojourner House is a nationwide organization with different chapters across the country. We happen to have one in Rhode Island. It's unfortunate that we have to have one, but we are very fortunate to have these people who have dedicated their careers to making this possible. Sojourner House caters to anyone who has a need to change their current lifestyle situation. So They started by catering to women in abusive relationships, and they've focused their attention on that and things of human trafficking and things of that nature. So they really are an organization that are geared towards helping people when they need help.
What do you think about Sojourner House that made them stand out to be the recipient for this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. First, I want to say we had some amazing candidates this year. There were 2 or 3 of them that I honestly, even though I nominated the Sojourner House, I'm actually disappointed I don't get a chance to work with 2 or 3 of these. I thought they were really amazing. However, in my opinion, I think the biggest thing that stood out is during the voting process, I started to share stories, started to repost Instagram posts that Sojourner House was putting out. And the one that hit home was a story about a woman who was pregnant, and she was actually murdered during this process because she had nowhere to go. And, I think that really kind of tugged on the heartstrings of a lot of the people in our community. And, not that it took away from any of the other amazing nominees that we had, but, it's really hard to look away when you're getting things like that. When I think back to, like you said, the other 3 that we've done, all very deserving organizations, but man, this one is just of a different level. Not better, but just different.
Yeah, I just wish sometimes my schedule wouldn't conflict, and I can attend to all of them, but just sometimes you got to pay the bills, right? And I know I think I understand why this one probably tugged on the heartstrings, because when you look at our industry, the vast majority, and I don't know what the percentage is, but I know it's the majority, are males. Their husbands, their brothers, their fathers. So when something happens to a woman, that's what a man wants to do, a husband wants to do, a father wants to do, is they want to protect it, make it better. That's probably one of the reasons why. And I don't remember who the other ones were, but I do remember reading through all of them. And I do remember your story was the most compelling of all of them. So for the audience members who may not be familiar, can you paint a picture of the challenges that the Sojourner House faces with its current infrastructure?
Yeah, I can. The things that we take for granted working in offices all day long are just things that don't exist at the Sojourner House. If you've never visited New England, these are turn-of-the-century homes that have been turned into office buildings. So we're talking old Victorians of that nature, and they were not built for Wi-Fi. Let's put it that way. So we have these office buildings that were in homes, designed to be homes, and they have to literally turn off network appliances just to ensure that the Wi-Fi will have the best chance of working during a Zoom call. Something that you and I take for granted every day in every office we've ever been in. And then let's not forget about the fact that these are offices that people are going to when they're at their last resort. They're going here for safety, and these buildings have a flaw in safety. The cameras are inadequate. Sometimes they're just there as dummy cameras. So it's time to get these buildings safer with proper access control, proper security and surveillance equipment. Like I've been saying during this whole process, we are keeping the buildings safe that keep people safe.
Let me ask you this, Jeff. Have you spoken to the Sojourner House leadership, and have they shared any kind of feedback or hopes that they may have with you on outcomes out of this project?
Oh, yeah. I talk to them every week. They couldn't be more appreciative of the work that we're about to do for them. I really think it really hit me when I called them for the first time. The Sojourner House was introduced to me as a potential customer. And I sat down with them 2 or 3 different times and really tried to get this quote to be as cheap as we humanly possible could get this done. I knew I needed the help of my brothers and sisters of TKW to actually make this happen. When I called them and asked them if they wanted to be nominated, you could feel the weight just being lifted off their shoulders just at the opportunity to be nominated for something like this. It was really powerful. I could tell it was going to change their whole world. And when the votes were counted, and I was able to call them and tell them that we won. It was one of the best moments of my career.
Well, let's get technical because this is about this. This show is called Let's Talk Cabling, right? Let's talk about what it's going to take. What it's going to take to what needs to go in, and who we need to help pull this off. So, what kind of technology infrastructure are you and the volunteers looking to install this year at the Sojourner House?
Hey, we want anybody who wants to be there, because I want to take a second to actually answer this question in two parts. First off, if you have a talent that we need, we would love to have you there. But more importantly, this is really one of life's few opportunities to work alongside another technician with a specialty that you might not necessarily normally get to work alongside. So, in addition to you helping an organization, you get to have some type of professional development and really help yourself be a better technician. So, but to answer your question directly, we're talking cabling. We're going to be installing a full surveillance system. We're going to be doing access control. And one of the things that doesn't normally get discussed is the amount of conduit work that's going to go into this project. We talk about cabling all the time, especially, on your show, but it's this master of pipe bending. It is a skill within itself. And this is an opportunity and I'm an okay pipe bender, but I know that it really came from practice and just watching people who are way better at it than I am. So, this is really an opportunity to do all of that in this project. You get to use your skills, but then also, gain some on your way out the door. So there are not that many opportunities in our industry like this that exist that you get to give back and take from at the same time.
It's funny you mentioned pipe bending because I've been putting off installing the conduit in the podcast studio just because I hate doing conduit. And I'm getting to the point where I can't do much else until I put the conduit in the walls. So I'm gonna have to do it anyway. But just to kind of recap what you were saying, you obviously you need people with a lot of technical skills, but I want to make sure this doesn't get overlooked. You can also use people who just know how to pull cable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be an expert at access control or fiber optic cabling. They just need people just to show up and to be able to pull cable from one point to another point, label it, maybe terminate it. And like you said, maybe you might be next to somebody who might be able to teach you something.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when you watch some of our promotional videos, we have people that are, I can think of the video right now. There's a group of, women who are sitting at a picnic table terminating a Keystone Jack. And, those were people that were volunteering, helping out with, the other things, lunch. And, so it really is an opportunity for, everyone there to help and learn. And I think there are so many different parts of technology that you can really take this opportunity to learn about something else while you're there. But that goes to say we do need people who have particular skills that can actually get us to the finish line.
Yeah, that's why I make sure I cover both sides of that spectrum, because I don't want the person who might be listening to this show, maybe somewhere nearby, and they might get discouraged because they don't know how to terminate fiber, they don't know how to do access control.
Oh no, I would. Yeah, anyone with the right attitude comes to this event. That's really all it comes down to. Like, if you don't have a skill, like that's not what we're looking for right now. If you're here, if you're in the industry, if you're parallel to the industry, if you're just a person who likes to help, like these are the people. We have some amazing, talented individuals that are coming to this event. So those people can take the lead and help some of these people along the way. We know what we're getting into when we sign up for these events. We're getting a lot of work done, but we're working with people that don't necessarily work in the same industry or the same subset of the industries that we work on every day. Right. And, I've gone ahead and complicated things to the fourth degree by adding 4 buildings to this project. So normally we have a building and we have access control and we have the one access control specialist. Now we kind of need 4 of those people to go to all 4 different places. And then take that for the conduit bending guy who's the master of that, and the person who's like the network. So, but with that said, we have a lot of us that can, carry the weight.
Whether you're pulling your first cable or managing multi-million-dollar installs, you're not alone. Welcome to Low Voltage Nation, the largest, most active community of low-voltage pros in the game. With over 176,000 members on Facebook and growing, this is where ICT professionals connect, collaborate, and level up together. Got a question? You'll get answers from real techs with real experience. Facing a job site challenge? Someone here has solved it, and we'll show you how. From fiber to access control, estimating to entrepreneurship, Low Voltage Nation is your power network. This isn't just another group, it's a movement. Join the community today at lowvoltagenation.com or jump into the conversation at our Facebook group. Because in this industry, the strongest signal comes from those who connect.
So we're talking what, Cat 6A?
Yeah, we'll probably stay with Cat 6. There are no fiber terminations on this project, so it's mostly just running Cat 6. And then
what are you pulling for the access control?
So we had a very generous donation this year from Verkada. Verkada is actually who introduced me to this project. So, they were really connected from the beginning as well. When I told them I was nominating Sojourner House, from the jump, they wanted to help. So Verkada is doing access control. They're donating camera licenses. They're donating intercoms, all the software that it takes to run these intercoms. But we have a lot of other, Verkada, because they were connected from day one, we have solidified their donation. Matter of fact, I just took delivery of it the other day. There are 5 other ones that are just in the works right now. I'd love to be able to share them with you, but I'd probably get in trouble if I said it. But, we have a lot of generous donations that are coming through right now, all different types of vendors. So we're doing that. We're replacing their networks. We're replacing their Wi-Fi. It's really going to be, and I think one of the things, like I said earlier, these are turn of the century homes that got converted to offices. So there were some times where renovations had happened and cabling got done during that renovation. So I think for the first time that I can think of in this project's history is an opportunity to work with existing cabling as well. There's so many times we're like, okay, we're going to come in and we're going to run all new wiring. Well, the projects that I can think of that we've done, the last 3 have all been in drop ceilings, and that was the option. So in this scenario, it's a turn of the century home that got renovated, and while they did the renovations, maybe there was some Cat 5e that got dropped in, and so I think it's an opportunity for technicians to learn how to work with existing cabling when you have a wall drop that you need to turn to a camera drop. And
see, there's more out there besides Cat 6 or Cat 6A.
Or more out there than just running new stuff, like this is an opportunity, because, there is I think about it like a mechanic, right? There's the people who just build cars on the assembly line, and then there are people who are actually at a garage working with existing stuff. So this is an opportunity to kind of blend the two,
So you were talking about the types of volunteers that you were looking for, and I think you painted a pretty good description. Everywhere from someone just to show up to help pull cables to cable techs to maybe even some leads. But I noticed you left out one major category.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You did. What about maybe a network engineer or maybe an RCDD who's listening to this show who just, one of the things most people don't believe this. Sometimes I just want to go back to the field because life is so much easier being in the field pulling cable, right? So maybe there might be a network engineer or maybe even an RCDD listening to the show. Is there a place for them too?
Oh, of course. I mean, we would be honored to have someone like that come to one of these projects. I think it's a real opportunity. And, I know RCDDs, there are certain components that they get to work on, and sometimes they get tunnel vision in their projects. So this is an opportunity for them to come and see, you may be an RCDD and really specialize in structured cabling for Wi-Fi and networks,
right.
And then so just like any of us, we've kind of honed in on our specialty. So, and RCDD is the pinnacle of a specialist, and then they cater to like what interests them the most.
Right.
But this is an opportunity for them to come and maybe work side by side and apply their base level of working understanding to like something like access control, something maybe they just never gravitated to, you know?
Yeah, getting the opportunity to touch and pull and terminate and stuff that you wouldn't normally get access to, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, like I think about, my first TEKSGiving, and I'm doing things now professionally that I didn't do before that first TEKSGiving, because I just feel like that was my little intro to that, and that with my basic understanding was able to get me to a place of confidence. And then now there's a whole division of our company that we're offering things that we didn't offer before the first TEKSGiving. So again, it's help us, help others, and help you.
A quick word from the folks who help make this show possible. Are you ready to boost your fiber game? Then check out Go Far Fiber Training School, where you'll learn from the best. Lee Renfro, RCDD, Bixie Tech, and 3-time winner of the Bixie Cable Skills Challenge himself. Whether you're pulling your first strand or prepping for certification, GoFar delivers hands-on, real-world training that gets you job site ready. Don't just go far. Lee will take you all the way. Sign up today and start leveling up your career. Visit GoFar on LinkedIn or click on the link in the description below.
So to the person who's listening to this show right now, from the apprentice to pull cable to the technician, the cableista, even maybe the RCDDs, I would love if a couple RCDDs show up, right? What's the best way for them to get involved?
Yes, everyone, if you want to get involved, needs to go to TEKSGiving.org. All of our information is there. The more information about the organization and the project, our agenda, everything will be updated there. So like you shoshould, save it as a bookmark, go there often. You'll have your hotel registration there, the actual registration for the event. So we'd love it if, you could start registering for the event. We really need that because, as you can imagine, this is a big undertaking for a project of this size. So we'd like to know, how many people are coming. Like I said earlier, I got this crazy idea to have us at 4 different locations. So now we need to divide up into 4 different teams. So we really need to know who's coming. This isn't like, maybe if I'm not doing anything that weekend, I'll come check it out. It would be amazing if you could, commit to this now, because we're doing a lot of work on the back end to make sure that this is super successful, and how are we going to feed you guys, where are we going, where are we feeding, like all these different things. Like we'd love to know who's coming, what kind of skills are coming to the table, and we'd like to start building our teams and our schedule.
And you don't have to be a TKW member to do this. I mean, anybody can jump in and do this.
Yeah, correct. I mean, obviously, we'll want you to become a TKW member after coming to the event, which isn't a heavy lift. You're joining something that you do every day anyway. It's just a bunch of men and women who are doing the same thing you're doing. So it's like there's no fees, there's no dues, membership hurdles, nothing. So come to the event. Join this awesome organization and be looking forward to the 5th one. I can't imagine what next year's will look like. So
you mentioned 1 or 2 manufacturers. Is there still any unfulfilled needs from maybe other manufacturers or maybe even distributors to maybe step up and come up with maybe some product sponsorship?
Yeah, I would say, we have had an amazing response this year. We've had a lot of generous donations that have come across. We've had different industries that have donated to this project that haven't donated in the past. But with that said, obviously this is a charity. We are always looking to get as much as we can for the recipient. So I think, and then furthermore, we would love for you to feel like you were part of TKW. And if you were a vendor or a manufacturer who is interested in being part of our community, That's a bigger deal to us than this project, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're attracted to the idea of this project, because who wouldn't be, right? If you're listening to this and it's like, hey, I want to help, but they already have cameras donated to this project. You know, that doesn't mean that there isn't another opportunity around the corner. And we want to, you know, like we talked about earlier, it is community over competition, and we would like any manufacturer or vendor to be introduced to our membership group and really be a part of this project. So
let me ask you this, Jeff: the volunteers who are going to show up at this event, right? Do you think they're going to walk away changed?
No, they're going to come to this. Of course, yeah. You're going to come to this event, and I mean, you would have to be a rock to come and not be changed. I mean, this is such a humbling event. You know, first and foremost, the organization that we're going to be doing this work for, I moved. I get an opportunity to go there, you know, almost 2 or 3 times a month now, just to prepare for this project, and just I'm changed every time I leave. I'm just like, we are doing something so amazing right now for this organization. Every time I go there, and I just overhear like, oh, this doesn't work, or oh, this is broken, and that's just like the technology complaints that I overhear, you know, but just like the work that they're doing. So inherently, you will be moved just by being part of this project, working with this organization. As far as technical skills, yes, I can't think of anything else it has a greater chance of you leaving with some type of professional development than this event. I mean, you're going to be exposed to things. None of us are an expert in everything. So you are going to be around experts in everything, just individuals. And you get to watch masters, people, the best installers in the US and Canada, all, I was going to say under one roof, all under 4 different roofs. But you, it's and then the downtime too. You know, we have dinners, we have events, the opportunity to talk with, you know, because that's the other thing, right? You come to one of these events, you don't want to be caught slipping, right? You don't want to be like over there talking when we're supposed to be working, right? So there are these opportunities later on at night to be like, hey man, like I've always wanted a chance to talk to you about XYZ, you know, so that exists. And it's, I remember that from my first TEKSGiving, like an opportunity to talk to folks. I mean, it wasn't the first time I ever talked to you, but it was probably the first time I got a chance to actually break bread with you and get a chance to, you know, talk about certain things. So it's, you get to meet people that you see on Instagram, you know, like these are, it's funny, like my wife, all your computer friends, like they're not real people. And it's like, no, they are real people. Like,
no, they're real people. They really are. They really are. So let's say there's somebody out there who, they like me. I can't be there, you know, because of conflict in my schedule. Is there a way for them to donate to this to help fund this?
Yeah, of course. And that's where we need the help the most because, you know, like I said, we've had a great response from our vendors. A project like this was very defined right away. You know, we knew we needed what we needed for network equipment. We have a network vendor that's donating. We knew what we needed for doors. We knew what we needed for cameras. It's really these sundries that are coming up, you know, like like little, like a box of this or, you know, adapters for this or something like that. So, you know, I think the opportunity to just have, this pile of cash that we could jump to for, you know, these things that come up donations are at this point very much needed. You can donate at TEKSGiving.org and, all the information.
And they're a 501c3, so it's tax deductible.
Yes, of course, it is a 501c3. So you can't. Our development director will send you a donation letter, and it's a real awesome thing that you'd be giving to. I know everyone wants to be able to donate to everything, and I know it's hard, but man, this one's important.
Yep, Jeff, I appreciate you coming on, talking to us about Sojourner House and all these opportunities for people to make an impact in their community and stuff. And I'm really going to be watching this one with the eagle eye, and I'm going to be following up with you, make sure that, you know, you guys get everything done right.
Well, we certainly don't want to let you down. No, and I am sad that you can't be there, but I know that you really would want to be there if you could. And this is thank you so much for allowing me to take some time with your show to talk about this event. It's really for me the biggest honor of my career to be able to be the point person for this event, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of my fellow brothers and sisters here and working towards a project in my home state. This really is a professional dream come true for me. And I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be able to hand off to the Sojourner House when we're done on that Sunday night.
Yep.
And they're going to have a whole new experience on that Monday morning. And it's going to be an emotional day for me for sure.
Absolutely. And if it wouldn't, I'd tell you, check your pulse. Thanks for coming on the show, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you, Chuck. Really appreciate you.